Hi guys, Janine here. I'm just touching base again on your questions from my YouTube channel. Okay, here we go. How do you schedule self-care into your routine to make sure it happens consistently? At the end of the day, you've got to do your best, right? So, life gets in your way. Sometimes you've got kids, or you've got work commitments, or you've got partner commitments, or you've just got commitments generally. I think the managing your diary is key. I mean, I was completely out of control from 30 to 40. It was all about just working from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, and that was normally quite late. And then stuffed in there was children and husbands, but there was no life for me, and there was certainly no life balance or worrying about any sort of health routine. So don't do that, right? But what I would recommend is that I had an aha moment when I was 40. I kind of went, I can't continue this way. I was a mental wreck. I had, pretty much my bucket was empty. So I stopped and went, how do I do things differently? The first thing I did was on Mondays and Fridays, I made sure that I had no appointments. So I used Monday as a day I set up my week. And then I used Friday as a day that I wound down my week. On Tuesdays to Thursdays, that was when I sort of had meetings and, when the real businesses happened. What it also allowed me on Mondays and Fridays is for me to actually think about my wellness routine. So I now put wellness really high on my priority list. What I didn't do back then is I made sure that work was first, the kids were first, husband was first, everyone was first but wellness. But to do that is you've got to get up early. So I found that I get up at probably about 5:15, and pretty much by 5:45 I've got my chai ready. I've had enough water, normally hot lemon water, and I'm ready for the day. Now that morning consists of watching the sunrise in some capacity. For me, it is either getting in the water for a surf or a swim. If the ocean is out of control, it is a walk with the dogs. So the morning was a really important part. Now, I never was a morning person. I was a nighttime person. So it took me a long time to even think that was a good idea to get up with anything that started with a 5. But I challenge you to try it. I challenge you to give it a go for 6 weeks. Set the alarm. Trust me, those first few mornings will be horrible, but you get addicted to it. You get addicted to it because once you're up and you get going, it's really cool. And then you suddenly look at your time and you think it's 8 o'clock and you've done all these amazing things for you, and you feel empowered to get the day going. Now, that does affect the end of the day, because if you're up at 5, guess what? By 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, you are spent. I'm a classic person that eats my dinner around 5:30, 6 o'clock at the latest, because I want to make sure that when I go to bed, I'm not going to bed on a full stomach. So if you can find a way that you eat it early, then I would highly recommend it. Now, sometimes it's not practical. Sometimes you don't get home from work until later, or the kids don't get there and you've got feeding them. And so it isn't easy, right? If it was easy, anyone could do it. What I would challenge you to do is give it a go. So let's summarize. Manage your diary. Have Mondays and Fridays for the time that you can think about yourself, and actually have no appointments. Get up early. People say they haven't got time for exercise. You have if you get up early. I have done a huge amount of research in longevity and ways of being the most healthy version of yourself. And the number one thing you need to do is move. So if you do nothing else, if you don't take pills and potions and red light and saunas and ice baths, just move. I hope that's helped, and good luck with your health routine.